Bobo Show. Of course, I'm your host, Ox Delight, and today we're peeling back the layers of the American onion, looking at the paradoxes of justice, the irony of history, and the stamina of the human spirit. We got 30 minutes to bridge the gap between 16th century colonialism and 21st century courtrooms. Let's dive in. The gospel of irony. And we're going to start with a visual that's like a freight train. Imagine the shoreline of the New World. On one side, you have beautiful brown indigenous people who have lived in harmony with the land for millennia at least. And on the other hand, you have European explorers planting a crop. The first caption on our first image says it all. After they stole our land from our people and killed most of our people, they gave us a book that says, "Thou shalt not steal and thou shalt not kill." You know, that kind of thing just leads me to always know that there is no greater of a narcissistic individual on this planet than a white person, especially the white man. Contradictory in everything that he does. It's, as the Native American has said many times, white man speak with forked tongue. You have to understand that the insight should show you that this isn't just a meme, it's a masterclass in cognitive dissonance. And we're talking about the discipline of discovery. You see, because it highlights the historical bias where morality was used as a tool for subjugation rather than a standard for the powerful. When the law and the holy book are used to push the very acts that colonizers committed to establish that law, you create a foundation of systemic distrust. It's the ultimate rules for free, but not for me. The most narcissistic people on the planet are white males with power.
Anytime things get rough, you know you can call me up. You know you can call me up, baby. You know you can call me up. Anytime things get rough.
To watch what you write, because when you're behind that microphone, you have power to either uplift or destroy. You can build or destroy. I mean, that's really the power you have behind the microphone. You can inspire. You can put people into a dismay. So now we're going to talk about the lyric trial. James Broadnax. Moving from the macro history of the land to the micro history of a single life, right? We're looking at the case of James Broadnax, reportedly executed here in Texas just days ago. So a lot of ways the heads get caught up is they rat on themselves in their music. You totally tell everything you're doing. And that's the dumbest thing I've ever known. The controversy here isn't just the crime, a 2008 double murder. It's the evidentiary standard, right? Prosecutors used this violent rap lyrics to prove future dangerousness. So he had violent lyrics. They said that this guy is going to be futuristically dangerous. We have to kill him. Wow. I mean, didn't Tom Cruise make a movie about some shit like that, right? Predicting people who are going to be violent, so get rid of them before you can prove anything. But here's the thing, though. He did it to himself, point blank. Now, should art be admissible as a confession or a character study? I don't feel it should. If we wouldn't execute Johnny Cash for shooting a man in Reno just to watch him die, why does the court treat hip-hop differently? Eric Clapton wrote a song called cocaine. Never investigated. Bias. The image mentions a 2026 confession from a cousin and support from people like Killer Mike. His cousin admitted to the crime and he still killed that man. This case represents the rap on trial movement. It's where the historical irony we discussed in the first segment meets modern day policy. Because you see, when the state uses creative expression to secure a death sentence, are they prosecuting an act or a subculture? Now we come to the long arc. Peace to Jam Master Jay. Justice is often described as a slow-moving beast because nothing proves more that the equality gap is ridiculous in justice. Nothing proves that more than the recent guilty plea in the killing of Jam Master Jay. It took a quarter century, 25 fucking years, for Jay Bryant to admit involvement in that fatal ambush. That goes to show you that a lot of investigating really wasn't done. These people didn't do their jobs. For 25 years, a pillar of hip-hop culture had a cold case hanging over his legacy. This tells us two things. Silence is a wall. The no snitching culture or the fear of retaliation can stall justice for decades. We have to understand that persistence is a hammer. After 25 years, the truth has a way of leaking out eventually. It offers a grim contrast to the Broadnax case, one where justice moved with terrifying speed based on lyrics, and another where it moved at a glacial pace despite the stature and fame of the victim.
Another Oxdelight joint. Something to get you and your lady on the dance floor. Yo.
We're going to close out on a lighter but equally intellectual note. Look at the 4 rounds of 10 minutes versus 1 round of 40 minutes graphic here. On the surface, it's really a joke about intimacy, right? But beneath the surface, it's a lesson in efficiency and presence. The physical wrap-up in our fast-paced hustle culture world, it's often, we often try to break into rounds, right? Go figure. Sprints of productivity, quick bursts of social interaction. But the second panel shows you the value of the long haul, where we're talking about historical reconciliation, legal appeals, or personal relationships. The duration of focus matters more than the frequency of the attempt. You can't rush love. You can't rush pleasure. You can't rush justice. You can't rush history. You certainly shouldn't rush the people you love. If you last long, so be it. Find someone that can last with you. Have history that lasts with you. If you're the type of person who needs short bursts of increments in life, find someone that works for you in that aspect, for that love, that truth, that justice, that history. 4 rounds of 10, 1 round of 40. Personally, I believe in longevity and stamina.